Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Multiverse of Madness dropped a big term on us, telling us where things are headed in this next phase of the MCU, and that term, of course, is pizza ball! Because this big pizza ball that we are living on is about to collide with several others in an incursion. Incursion being the actual new word that we will be discussing today. And thanks to Truebill for sponsoring today's video. More about them later. I mean, we get the gist that incursions are two universes colliding, and this is all headed toward Battle World and Avengers Secret Wars, overseen by either Doom or Kang. But really, it is the specific way Reed Richards in this movie defines the word incursion, how it works, how it links with the Darkhold, and how this all evokes some loose threads from Loki that we really need to go deeper into. Because when Clea shows up to invite Strange to fix an incursion, Strange, who mysteriously is suddenly okay with having 3 eyes, I have a feeling it is not the dark dimension where that incursion needs to be fixed. It's actually back in 616, and someone in this scene is not telling us something, and I'm gonna break it all down. So when 616 Strange meets the Illuminati of 838, Reed Richards explains, "Steven, your arrival here confuses and destabilizes reality. The larger the footprint you leave behind, the greater the risk of an incursion." Steven asks, "Incursion?" And Reed says, "An incursion occurs when the boundary between 2 universes erodes and they collide, destroying one or both entirely." This comes directly from the beginning of the Incursion storyline in the Marvel Comics, starting in 2013 with John Hickman and Steve Epstein's New Avengers Volume 1, Everything Dies. T'Challa sees a massive red alternate Earth looming overhead in the sky, and he decides to gather the Illuminati, a group he's not totally okay with because he really hates Namor at this point. And Reed Richards explains essentially what John Krasinski just told us, that every universe is on its own natural path toward destruction, but in the multiverse, there was one universe out there that met a premature destruction, causing a contraction ripple effect, resulting in an incursion point at Earth, where 2 Earths occupy the same space at the same time, leading to both of these universes being destroyed, or just one of them, just as Krasinski said, destroying one or both entirely. This comic issue actually begins with the Latin phrase of memento mori, translating to remember that you have to die, which I always thought could have been an interesting connection with the post-credit scene of Eternals, where Dane Whitman finally found the ebony blade and a container inscribed with "Mors mihi lucrum," death is my reward, as if this is the kind of warrior that is waiting for everything to die before he's activated. Anyway, we learn later in these comics that that initial event was caused by Dr. Doom trying to stop the Beyonders from obliterating the entire multiverse, but in killing one universe's Molecule Man, triggered that incursion. During this process, Doom ends up powering up into a God King status and creates a patchwork of multiversal fronts called Battle World, respawning heroes from the 616 universe and the 1610 universe in the 2015 Secret Wars crossover event. And yeah, the MCU is headed in a similar direction, especially now that we know the MCU is labeled 616. And Multiverse of Madness showed us what an incursion looks like on a ground level. The Illuminati explains how 838 Strange used the Darkhold to dreamwalk into another universe, and Reed tells 616 Steven, quote, "You never told us the details of what happened, only that you had inadvertently triggered an incursion. You, our friend, had caused the annihilation of another universe." Later, Strange and Christine get stranded in a post-incursion universe, 2 realities colliding into each other. On the horizon of that universe is a large red crescent. I think that is a victorious alternate Earth depicted as red looming in the sky, just as it is in the comics. Now, it's not explicitly stated in this film, but this post-incursion universe is likely the same universe 838 Strange annihilated. Sinister Strange says, "I lost." 616 Strange asks, "To whom?" And Sinister Strange does not answer. He only looks at 616 Strange as if to say, "To you," or to someone like you. And annihilating that Sinister Strange's universe is likely the guilt that 838 Strange lived with and why he let his Illuminati execute him. Now, to be clear, while it seems like using the Darkhold is what causes the incursions, it's not that simple. After all, Agatha Harkness used the Darkhold for years and didn't cause any incursions. It's specifically using the Darkhold to dreamwalk, to force one's consciousness into a foreign reality. That's why Reed said to 616 Strange, "The larger the footprint you leave behind, the greater the risk of an incursion." And 616 Strange didn't get there by using the Darkhold. He got there via America Chavez's portals. So it wasn't just the Darkhold, it was the footprint, standing in the wrong reality for too long. Marvel head Kevin Feige recently gave us some context on how this all fits in with what we saw in Loki.
Loki and Sylvie did something at the end of that series that sort of allowed all of this to be possible. He Who Remains is gone, and that allowed a spell to go wrong in Spider-Man No Way Home, which leads to the entire multiverse going quite mad in this.
And the writer behind both Loki and Multiverse of Madness, Michael Waldron, echoed this, saying in an interview, the MCU as we know it, Earth 616, was insulated from any multiversal shenanigans. After the events of the Loki finale, that protection is gone. Now, if you're hoping for a multiversal version of yourself that's better with money, we'll jump through a portal to help you sort your finances out. Our friends at Truebill are here to help with a more realistic solution. Truebill is an all-in-one finance platform that helps you save more and spend less. Through the app, you can track your expenses, manage subscriptions, lower your bills, and build your savings all in one place. I really like how easy Truebill makes it to safely and securely identify recurring charges and cancel unwanted subscriptions with just a tap. It's also got some nice credit score monitoring tools to give you a little nudge when something unusual might be happening. It won't alert you if a multiversal version of you is trying to steal your identity, but it will help with lots of other stuff. Truebill can also help you create a custom budget that automatically monitors your spending by category, such as dining out or entertainment. They'll send you friendly notifications when you've exceeded your budget, and you can even visualize your spend to earn ratio in the app. Get started with Truebill today by heading to truebill.com/newrockstars or by clicking the link in the video description. That's truebill.com/newrockstars. So the conflict between 838 Strange and Sinister Strange's universes seems like the opening throes of the Multiverse of War insinuated by the Kang variant He Who Remains in Loki, the one he warned would come if he was struck down.
The peace between realities erupted into all-out war, each variant fighting to preserve their universe and annihilate the others. And I ended the multiversal war. You plunge your blade in my chest and an infinite amount of me start another multiversal war.
And of course, this multiversal war was the one Miss Minutes referred to.
Long ago, there was a vast multiversal war. Countless unique timelines battled each other for supremacy, nearly resulting in the total destruction of, well, everything.
Those little sparks between the timelines is the way this animation depicts an incursion, the friction between universes colliding. Now, not to blow your mind too much, but time is a flat circle. So it is totally possible that the past multiversal war was actually a future multiversal war for which 838 and Sinister Strange were the opening battle of. I know, I will need to restock on certain substances before I can take you down that rabbit hole. Either way, I would not be surprised if the next major crossover event in the Marvel Cinematic Universe isn't called Secret Wars, even though that is what it is. They may just drop the secrecy altogether and call this Avengers Multiverse War. Now, Waldron hinted at this in another interview, suggesting that on the horizon, like Thanos was in Phase 1 and 2, is now a multiversal threat, taking the form of Kang or Incursions. And this movie's post-credit scene with the three-eyed Strange and Clea actually sets us up in an interesting way that I think we might have missed. Strange ends this film with a third eye, and he is screaming. He hates this. He doesn't know what's going on. We assume this to be the Darkhold's residual curse, maybe even the result of Strange's photographic memory, unable to extract the Darkhold pages from his mind. But why then does Strange in the post-credit scene suddenly seem fully at peace with those three eyes? What changed? I think it is possible that the third eye is actually the latest assault in this multiversal war. Sinister Strange, last seen with his third eye opening, that consciousness now dreamwalking into the body of 616 Strange, giving him that third eye as he has found a new host in a new universe to dominate. Again, folks, it's not the Darkhold causing the incursion, it is the soul being in the wrong reality. I like how Clea uses a blade to tear a rift into this reality, the flaps of that reality bending, distorting. It's a sloppy cut, one that doesn't look like it could be easily patched up. It's honestly a power on par with America Chavez's Star Portals. And she tells Strange that he caused an incursion and they're gonna fix it. And I think that incursion is not in the dark dimension that they're headed into. The dark dimension is an abstract dimension beyond time. What would it have to fear from an incursion between tangible worlds? No, the incursion she's referring to is the one that is now threatening where they're leaving, 616. And this Strange, his incursion footprint larger than ever thanks to Sinister Strange embedded in his body with that third eye. This guy is happy to fix it by letting it burn. Violence begetting violence as we slaughter our way toward Avengers Multiverse War. You can support New Rockstars by checking out our merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.